Yeah, we
Uh,
did Mexican Film Festival. We did the Toronto Independent Film Festival. We did the Oregon Film Festival. We did Rimini, Italy Film Festival, Cinefest, Film North, and a couple of others.
and in terms of that, it is getting the nod. The Italian festival has given you an award and a scholarship.
Yeah, it's. I just got the information yesterday. We have one at Rimini, and they also said that there was a one-year scholarship to study film at the Academy de Cinematography and Televisione, which my Italian is terrible. That was interesting. And then a couple of hours later, I looked on the website, and it said that our film had won a scholarship to study at the New York Film and Television Academy. So I'm not sure what they've done. They've given me two awards for one film, so one of them obviously isn't going to be valid. Right now, we're also showing in the Oregon Film Festival this week, and on the 11th of September, we're in Toronto at the Carlton Cinemas.
And then in Sudbury.
And then in Sudbury at Cinefest, too, yes.
It has to give you some a boost in terms of what you're doing on this level in North Bay, to know that you're doing, a film that people want to see.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. When you work with guys like Kevin Hoffman, who directed this, and Ed Regan, who shot it, and, the professional actors that we work with, it really is a boost because we're competing globally. I mean, it sounds kind of like it's bragging, but it's not really bragging. But we are able to compete on the global market because we've done very well. We won in Mexico 3 years in a row now. We won in Mexico. We've done okay in the States, and we're doing okay in Europe. 2 years ago, we were in another film festival in Italy. We were the top 10 finalists out of, I think, 1,100 films.
What what is it that you seem to, as a writer, you're developing these projects.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you gravitate to and then write about? What's so special, I guess, is what the question is, that resonates with the audience?
I like a linear story. I also like to see the interplay between characters. I'm very interested in dialogue. Part of the problem when you're doing film, it's such a visual medium that you have to find the balance between the talking and the watching. Sometimes I haven't accomplished that. Sometimes my stuff has been too wordy. The last three films I've done have been a nice balance, I think, between the wording and the watchableness of it.
What happens from here, Jim? I mean, you really have established yourself in the world of shorts. I mean, you have
I'm a short guy.
the accolades are there.
Yeah.
Do you step into feature films now?
I'd really like to, but I mean, I have to be honest about it. It's a big change to go from a short film to a feature. The other thing is, it's a young man's game. I mean, if I'd have been doing this full time when I was 22, 23, I might be in a better position now. But I'm looking at my age. I'm going to be 67 in a month, and I don't know whether or not I want to start along that line of going into feature films and have to deal with the next 5 or 6 years before I can make some sort of mark as a feature film writer.
I somehow think Martin Scorsese would say something about that age thing.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of old farts like myself out there who are still working. Yeah, I guess so. It's just a matter of looking at it and being realistic about it.
When you look at what you're doing, and it's North Bay, an area that you're shooting these lovely little films in, is it establishing this area for filmmakers outside of our region to come and make these films? Does it give support to the fact that we can do these here?
That's an interesting question, Kate. I think in a way it does, and I think in another way we are getting support from visiting filmmakers. I know when I had no interest in filmmaking at all and making my own films until Rob Budrow came in with Beautiful Somewhere. And before we hired him, I took a look at a short film that he did called Dry Whiskey. And that was the first short film I'd ever looked at. And after I saw that, I realized that was something I really wanted to get into. So I can basically blame Rob for my interest in short films. But yeah, oftentimes a filmmaker will come in and they'll see that we've done short films and they'd like to see what we've done.
And what do we do to foster this? There's a good, small group of folks testing the waters in terms of shorts, and we also have the professional companies coming in for the features. But what do we do as a community to support that and ensure that these beautiful films are being made?
Yeah, well, I think with short films it's interesting. I'm a member of the DaVidi Club, and they're instituting a program I suggested to them about doing a short film just for Northern Ontario, a short film competition right across Northern Ontario, being sponsored by the DaVidi Club. A couple of those guys, Jim Marmino and Vince Orlando, are the ones who encouraged me to enter into the Italian Film Festival, because I never would have done it. And you look at City Hall, you got somebody like Erin Richmond, who is just a go-getter when it comes to film. She's always working, bringing in people to take a look at what we have to offer and what we can do for visiting film companies. That really helps.
So, what happens next for you? Is there another short in the works, or?
Yeah, I've got a couple more. I've actually got 3 that I'm working on right now. I just have to decide which one I want to pursue at this point, and then go through with it. It'll be another. I like quirky endings, as you can tell. All of mine seem to have a little bit of a twist at the end, and I've got another one that I'm really looking at, and I think I probably will be doing that in the fall at some point.
Going to Cinefest, what does that mean for your film? I mean, I know that it's internationally received very well, but I mean, it's the local critical eye that, I can't help but think that it means a little bit more or a little bit less.
It does. They always say that what's the expression that a philosopher is never appreciated in his homeland. It's the same thing with a filmmaker. Once you get out and you've got something in another city, then people, sit up and take notice of what you're doing. Cinefest is a big venue, really big venue. People from all over the world will be seeing our shorts, and so is Toronto, because we're on in Toronto, like I said, on the 11th of September, the Toronto Independent Film Festival. It's huge. So I expect that we're going to get a lot of people seeing films done from the north, or I don't know if there's any others than ours, but it's going to be interesting to see just what the response is to our film.
And this opens the door for I can't help but think that it opens the door for more.
It does. It does. Well, you know yourself, Kate, after being in this business for a while, now film companies are calling up and saying, we worked with this background agency 2 years ago. Are they still here? We'd like to use them again. They gave us good quality people. We're getting a reputation. We provide actors, we provide background people, we provide crew. And these are all people who love the business. They're not in it just for the money. They're in it because there's a love there. And oftentimes they're working for, less than they would make at another job, but they're doing it because they love it. They love the film industry.
And that's true for you too.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a real passion and love for you.
Yeah, there is.
My accolades are not.
Yeah, you get to the point where you find something you like to do and you keep doing it, and people pay you to do it. So it's worthwhile.